It's time for Energy Insights, where you get an inside view and a local perspective of all the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley. This program is brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association and can be heard every Saturday on WMOA AM 1490 and FM 101.3, JAW's Classic Country FM 100.9, and ESPN AM 630 and FM 92.9. Here's Johnny Wharf, your local host.
Energy Insights on a Saturday morning brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Pleased to be joined by Jake Hollobaugh and Brian Sines, CSR Services. Jake, let's start there. What is it? What do you do?
Yeah, so CSR Services, we're a well service company and a turnkey plugging company based out of Meadville, Pennsylvania, which is about 45 minutes south of Erie. So primarily we're plugging conventional wells for the state of Ohio, state of Pennsylvania, looking into West Virginia, and then helping producers in those states as well. So
talk a little bit about just how you got into the industry and where you started and how you ended up where you are.
So I have been in the industry for about 12 years now. We started, Brian and I, doing water transfer for the Marcellus. That phased out probably 2016. And one of our friends, Charlie France, was our president, started CSR Services as a roustabout company. And it just evolved into buying rigs and buying a wireline truck and buying cement trucks and hiring people. And now we're plugging wells.
All right. Jake Hollobaugh, our guest, CSR Services. His reference to Brian as Brian Sines as well with the same company. Brian, maybe just a little background on you, how you got into it, and what you've learned along the way, maybe.
Yeah, similar entry as Jake stated. Been in the business now for over a decade. Got my start back in 2011. Coincidentally enough, here in Marietta, Ohio, with a pump rental company. We supplied pumps to Fluid Delivery Solutions, the company Jake was with at the time, and that led me to an opportunity with that company. That company was bought out by private equity, and that didn't go so well long term, and as Jake alluded to, Charlie started CSR Services as a roustabout company, and here we are today with 8 rigs.
Does it become a networking thing, a lot like Suga, I think, who you know, where you are, and what, where you end up, I guess?
It does. One of the things I've learned, I think it's this way, really in any industry, relationships are key, doing things the right way, and establishing or gaining that respect from your peers and industry leaders, and it just leads to opportunities throughout.
All right. Energy Insights, a chance to get a little smarter about the energy industry as it relates to the Mid-Ohio Valley. We're talking with Jake Hollobaugh and Brian Sines with CSR Services. So, Jake Holloway, maybe just a day in the life. I mean, is it scheduled? Is it somebody could call me today and I've got to do something? How does that work?
It's typically scheduled. The state of Ohio, ODNR, they do a really good job with managing the plugging program they offer. So they'll have bids that companies will go out and will bid on projects. Could range from 1 well, it could range to 20 wells, depending on that. So the companies have an opportunity to forecast the jobs they have coming up. So, you might get the occasional producer that calls you and says, hey, I need a wireline truck today, But for the most part, everything's scheduled and you have a forecast.
Is it similar to when you started in the business, or have there been a lot of changes in a dozen years?
It's pretty similar to the same. Just people move around. That's the big thing.
Right.
So like Brian said, relationships are really big. It is a tight-knit group, the oil field. Everybody knows everybody. So you try to do the best you can, and
it's good to meet both you guys, and my connection obviously through the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association and Brian Sines. Maybe just some thoughts about the association and the network of people that I assume one way or another you deal with on one day or occasion?
Sure. So, I'm relatively new to the conventional side. So over the past 5-6 months, I've had the opportunity to get to know some of the individuals that make up this organization. And I think, similar to the unconventional side of things, the people in this area, in this region, just salt of the earth people that, again, once you gain their respect and they see that you're a genuine person, it goes a long way. And in turn provides opportunities in the industry that we're all looking for. So it's been great to get to know this side of things, and we're excited about the future.
All right. CSR Services is the company, and you answered my next question was what you like best about the business. So I'll pass it on to Jake Hollobaugh with the same question. What do you like best? And then maybe what keeps you awake at night? If there's a couple of fastballs I'll throw at you.
Yeah. So thing I like best about this industry or what we're doing is just meeting new people. The state offers a program called the Landowner Pass-Through Program, so that gives me an opportunity to go out and meet people in the community, landowners that have orphan wells on their property. So I get to go out, just introduce myself, meet them, discuss the process, and then getting involved with those communities, the townships, and the county. So that's what I enjoy the most, is just meeting new people.
Any keep you awake at night things out there? Always, right?
No, I sleep like a baby.
I love it. All right, Jake Hollobaugh and Brian Sines, our guest. CSR Services is the company, and the show is Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association.
Thank you for listening to Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Tune in every Saturday morning on WMOA Local Radio, JAWS Country, and ESPN as Johnny Wharf brings you a local and inside perspective on the oil and gas industry right here in the Mid-Ohio Valley.